Cailey, take it away.
Awesome. So we're just going to talk about goal setting and literally just go full into setting our goals for the next couple of weeks. So there was a point in my career here with Cutco where I didn't have a specific goal set for myself, and it made me feel really lost for a little bit because I just was like, whenever I failed, I was just like extra frustrated because I'm just like not going anywhere. And whenever I succeeded, I was like happy whenever I made my sales. It was great, but I couldn't really celebrate or feel like I was making any progress because there wasn't a goal there in the first place. So with this job, constantly having a goal that you're trying to go after keeps you motivated and also just helps hold yourself accountable a little bit even more. So let's just talk about what our goals are for everything post Christmas. So from today until the 11th, there's exactly 2 weeks, almost. I think it's like 14, 15 days. But I want you to, if you have a piece of paper, if you're on your laptop, whatever, go ahead and just write down how much you want to sell within those 2 weeks. So put a number to it. 14 days. We're done with the holidays. I know we still got New Year's, but it's also right before, semester starts up again for Texas State. But just write down what you want that goal to be for yourself. And just when y'all got it down, give me a
Cailey, I
thumbs up.
wanna I wanna step in for just a second.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because I want to help you think of a realistic goal. And I want to attach it to how many appointments you think you can do. I know that Cailey's going to do this afterwards, but we're going to create a number that is realistic. So let's say that you feel that we have 14 days, so 2 weeks, that you can do an average of 10 appointments a week. Just as an example. So that would be 20 appointments. That means that you should make sales on 12. And that means that you should sell about $3,000 of Cutco. So if you think you can do 10 appointments a week, then your goal should be 3K. Now, if you can do 20 appointments a week, then it should be 6K. If you can do 5 appointments a week, it should be 1,000. So just kind of get that 10 demos a week. Is that a number that you can attach yourself? And maybe you can't do 10 demos, both weeks. Maybe one week you do 15, the other week you do 5 because one week is a little busier. But I want you to make a realistic goal. And so if you're not sure how to set a goal, maybe think about how many appointments you want to do between now and, for the next 2 weeks. That for some people might be a little bit more of a kind of an easy way to wrap your mind around it. Okay, so 20 appointments should be about $3,000 of sales. 30 appointments should be somewhere between like $5,000 to $6,000 of sales. 40 appointments should be somewhere between like 7,000 to 9,000 in sales. 10 to 15 should be, 1 to 3,000. Okay, so maybe that helps pick a goal.
Yeah.
All right, Cailey, take it over.
Okay, perfect. So now we're just going to break it down a little bit. We're kind of just going to do the opposite of what Damien did, but you just are going to take the goal that you have, divide it into that like weekly or daily basis. So how much you need to be selling on or per week, which is just dividing it by 2, and then taking that weekly number, dividing it by 7 is going to give you how much you would sell per day. So just putting it into a little bit more edible bites for yourself. Put things in perspective a little bit more. So my goal is to sell $4,000 by the 11th. So I got to sell $2,000 a week, $285 a day. Take a minute, do that quick math. And then write it down for yourself. Alrighty. Then the next thing we're gonna do is really put it in action, because in order to make sales, you gotta book demos. So this is an equation that we have that helps you realize how many demos you gotta do. So you're gonna take your goal, just the top goal that you had, divide it by our average order size, which is 350. And that equals the number of sales that you have to make.
Now,
Maybe
is
this-
this based on the big goal or the daily
Yeah,
goal?
big goal.
Okay, so you're taking your $4,000 number,
Yes.
you're dividing it by 350. Let's everybody do that. Big number divided by 350. So
And
now
if
you
it,
know how many sales. And by the way, if it's like 13.6, then it's 14. You can't do 0.6 appointments.
yeah. So that's your number of sales you got to make. Then you're going to take your number of sales and divide it by the closing ratio, so, which is 60%. So you have, for me, it's 12 sales I have to make divided by the 0.6 closing ratio, which gives you the number of demos that you have to complete, because you're only going to close on 60% of them on the average, on average. And so that
You
gives
take
you
your number divided by 0.6.
should give you a bigger number, because that also takes into account the fact that you will have no sales, which happens.
And again, round up. If it's like 12.1, then it's 13. So you're always rounding up.
Yes.
Do a more conservative number.
And then we also want to think about completion ratio. People cancel, people reschedule, things like that. So you then can divide it again by 0.8. And that is your number of how many demos you got to do if you want to hit that goal.
Correction. How many demos you need to schedule to hit that goal?
Schedule, yes.
Because that 0.8 takes into consideration cancellations. Now, if you're thinking, Damien, I've had way more than 20% cancellations for the last week. Yeah, so did every business for the history of the universe. Okay, that was called the holiday week. It's going to happen a little less this week and almost not at all the week after that. This week, by the way, you're going to still have cancellations because it's the Christmas hangover week. But you'll get less and less, especially if you follow the script closer. If you're really good on your phone approach, you'll get less cancellations, even though you will have some.
Perfect. So you got that number. And oops. Yeah, so this is just an example what mine looks like. Then a goal is just a wish without a plan. So we got to put it in action. You got to put in your Google Calendar when you can fit in all of these demos. So we need to take 5 minutes, go in your Google Calendar and just put in all the dollar signs that fit with your schedule and are possible for you, then, or at least the number that you just found for yourself. So I can show y'all kind of what mine looks like. But I'm super busy this week. But as soon as I get back, you can see all of the demos that I'm trying to squeeze in. So go ahead and just take 5 minutes. Not even, shouldn't take too long. And put them in your Google Calendar.
And if you've got that done, put your phone times. That was a good thing that Cailey put in there. You know, are you gonna make the morning phone times? Are you gonna do some evening phone times? Saturday and Sunday, you can make phones whenever you want. Try to avoid stopping your phone approach at this work. So I want to know if I could schedule an appointment with you. All right, yeah, so let's make sure you offer it. I thought you got one more demo votes.
That one, yeah, and,
Right.
the rest were either not picking up, sending checks out, and then I got a person at work on a month and a half road trip around Utah, and I was at home there.
This one? This one? This one? Well, that's the phone, yeah, okay. All right, let's get to 5 before you go. Keep on phoning. Again, if you've got the dollar signs, do you have the phone times in there as well? The way I would look at it is for every 3 appointments, you should have at least 1 phone time.
All right, so hopefully y'all got a good start on that. The next thing that we can do is put it into use. So whenever you set a goal, the best thing that you can do is talk about it on your demos and keep the people that you're doing your demos with involved in the things that you want to achieve. So we're gonna go ahead and make our goals PowerPoints. So if you go, oh, it says right here, to the glossary of important things in your spreadsheet that you made during training, line 5 should say goals PowerPoint.
Can you click on that? Can you show it to them?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you're in here, go to glossary of important things. You have your goals PowerPoint,
Show them how to make a copy of it.
and then file, make a copy, entire presentation. Oh my gosh, too many things on my screen.
And then
And then-
title it whatever you want to title it.
No, you can just do goals PowerPoint. Make a copy. And then you just make it your own. So you can delete the pictures of Matt, change it to your name, your blank at wherever you're at school. And then you can put your
Can
sponsor.
you show them how, can you show them how to put a picture?
Sure. So you can go to either insert image.
So let's say let's do the one that's like, if you want to put like what school you go to. How would you insert like Texas State picture instead of the St.
Okay.
Augustine's Health
Yeah.
Sciences?
Texas State images. But these are pretty easy. You can just click and drag sometimes. And they'll just pop up there if it's just from the web.
Mhm.
If you're doing something
Yeah, show them how to put in one of your own personal pics in case they don't know how to
personal
image.
pictures, yes, you can do insert image, upload from computer. And I don't know what these are, so I don't know which one to click on. Oh, this I think is a picture of a block. Okay, perfect. Then you just find it and then it'll insert itself. And you can put that wherever you want. Delete
And
Matt.
where do you typically find your pictures?
I grabbed a lot of them from Facebook.
Okay. What are the types of
So
pictures that people should be putting? Just of themselves or other people or?
I included, I mean, whatever you feel is important to you. So if you like have a picture of you doing a hobby that you like, if you have a picture of like you and your family, that's really
Yeah,
good.
like
That's
you just like the holiday picture that you guys just took, you should put that one
yeah,
on there. So like Cailey, if yours doesn't have that picture of you and the fam, you should have that one there for sure.
yes. No,
That's
this
adorable,
is
right?
yeah, my big old family. But mine looks like this. And I have Cutco awards, stuff like that. Big picture of my family. Music therapy, Texas State, all of that on there. So it just gives you an opportunity to talk about yourself with the presentation. It makes it an easier flow into doing your demo. So you can be like, okay, you start and build rapport with them for a little bit and say, all right, I'm ready to get started. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me. And you just pull up the slideshow and walk through everything that you're talking about.
So you're
You
selling
can
10,000 more by hand.
get all your sponsors in there, all your goals.
So not what you're trying to do, what are you planning on doing? So do you have that many dollar signs? Do you know how many appointments that's supposed to take?
Yes.
And yeah,
69.
Okay, and so to do that, how much phone time are you gonna have to do?
A lot.
What does a lot mean?
Well, at least one time, 3 or 4 times a week, and that's like 15, 20 calls a week.
So
Or a day.
earlier I said to book 3 appointments, you need at least 1 phone time. So we're talking at least 23 phone times between now and then. Do you have 23 phone times in your schedule between now and then?
No.
Okay, so that's what's missing from that goal.
Okay.
And I love that goal. Why 15,000?
All right, great. So I can earn a trip to Cabo.
Okay.
And that's the main reason.
I'll go put in right here. So what I would encourage you to do is only make a goal between now and the time you hunt.
And also, if something comes up.
Because you can probably control that a lot more and control you that one better. So I would recommend you do. And then once you're getting close to that, then maybe stretch it out to the rest of the month, but you'll probably know by that point.
I look forward to speaking to you.
Nice job, Cailey. After you're done booking the demo, don't forget to do the front.
Are you talking about
This whole thing word for word.
I asked for the email and then I said, didn't do this part, but I said, if something comes up to schedule, I would pay for the time, so I'll people for the system, so just making sure that that works for you. And
I
so
want you to read it word for word. The reason why is because I want you to get it graded. By the way, one of the challenges some people have with shop is they're very talented. Talent means that you can say more than only saying for the month. Right? But I don't want you to be good at the shop. I want you to be good at the shop. System and the talent helps you. So just try to be as good as you can. Okay, so you're doing great. We're gonna have. Just like what it is. Well, keep rocking, man. Don't stop. All right.
I can promise you one thing, I'll do better every day.
Progress, right? Progress over perfection. So Cailey, when we're done with this, are we gonna have them like practice it with the person next to them? We're gonna role play?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That way you get a chance to practice it out loud a couple times. So that way the first time you're practicing is not with your customer. So right now it's 7:23. We're gonna go right at 7:30. We'll give you guys 7 more minutes to make it good. If you are done and you feel really confident, maybe practice it by yourself one time before you say it to somebody else. You can kind of
I can give an example of what I say during mine.
let's do this. Let's give them 2 more minutes to kind of make theirs, and then they can hear you go through yours.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
All right, so Cailey, why don't you give them an example of what your goals section sounds like when you pull this up? Tell them how you pull it up, when you do it, kind of what does that look like on a demo to give them a little more perspective?
Yeah. So usually we just start the demo out and the Zoom is like this. Nothing, not sharing the screen of anything, just building rapport, asking about her family and her kids and what they like to do and how her holidays were and blah 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 blah, building all the rapport. And then I'm usually just like, all right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. I think I'm ready to get started here. And then I share my screen. I usually say like, can you see all of this? Everything good on this on your side? And they're like, yep. Okay, I'm like, perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by telling you a little bit more about me. So right now I'm at Texas State in my senior year studying psychology with a minor in music. And so I'm trying to go the whole music therapy route. Growing up, I was a part of anything that involved music. So I was on the dance team, I was in choir, I was on the or I was in the band and everything. So if it involved music, I wanted to be a part of it too. So it was a lot of fun with that. And then also being the oldest of five, I just take on that caretaking role super easily. So it just combines all my favorite things. But this is my big old family over here. I've got my 4 younger blood siblings. And then my mom decided to go and find a boyfriend who also has 5 kids. So it's craziness all the time. But my mom likes to say there's never a dull or quiet moment. So we're always entertained. But yeah, I'm working here with Cutco and Vector. It's helping me out a ton with getting some real stuff on my resume. Before this, I had only worked at like Target and nannied all the time. So this is actually really helping to build my resume right now. It's also helping a ton with my communication skills and really just towards possibly owning my own business one day with music therapy. It's teaching me a lot. And it also just helps a ton with being financially independent, having so many siblings. I know I can take some weight off my parents by being able to provide for myself. So I'm super grateful that this job gives me the opportunity to do that. Then these are some of my sponsors. These are people who give me 10 or more referrals. So I just like to shout them out because they help me out a ton. You can see like Carolyn's on here. So if someone referred them and they're on the list, I always point them out. And then some of my sales goals that I'm trying to go after right now, trying to reach $80,000 in career sales by the 11th of January. I'm currently right around 73,000. And we're in this really big competition right now for a trip to Cabo, and this would help keep me on track for that and getting super close. So again, thank you so much for taking the time to come and sit with me because it gives me even more chance to get closer to all of these things. But yeah, that's basically what I
So
do.
she talks about her personal, like future goals as far as the career she wants to do. She talks about like her personal life. So she kind of opens up the door a little bit of that to that personal. And then she at the end of it talks about Cutco, right? She gave you a specific measurable number, right? For her, it's 80. So she knows, like the person in front of her knows that, like, or she's already gotten some progress. She showed the sponsors. That part is so important. If you're not doing that, you're definitely not going to get enough referrals. But she just showed that 70 other people have given her 10 referrals. So that's why Cailey never gets I don't feel comfortable giving referrals. Because she just showed them that 70 other people felt comfortable. So that means that it would be weird if the person in front of you said I was uncomfortable, because 70 other people thought it was very comfortable. And it's how I got her. And she even points to like some of the friends. That part is awesome. A great job on that. I would challenge Cailey that one thing that I would kind of take a look at is you all should mention what's your next opportunity with Cutco. So for some of you guys, it's the events team, right? For Cailey, it's running a branch. For some of you guys, it's an assistant manager position that you might be looking for in the future. For some of you guys, it's, I don't know, that's the 3 or 4 things available. But I also love the fact that Cailey has on their President's Club. I know she didn't mention it today, but I know she mentioned it on our demo, All-American Scholarship. You guys got to realize that day number 1 of All-American Scholarship is today. Day number 1 of going after the President's Club letter is today. So you could knock that out. You could be a part of that, right? Cailey won a scholarship in the summer. And again, for her, it's not about the amount of money, might have been a couple $100, but she gets to say, like, look at me, I'm on this brochure. I'm a ranked person at a job, not just in GPA, not just in band, not just in sports. Like, I'm official. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and break you guys up into different breakout rooms, and you're gonna get a chance to practice this with the person that you're in the breakout room. Whatever you got at this point, do your best. Whatever you got at this point, do your best. It might not be